such a romantic moment. Nate, wasn't it perfect enough? Did it really have to be any better than that? He's gotta smooch this girl before the thing's over, right? Or are we just gonna get a hug? What do you guys think? Oh no. Double guessing everything now. We gotta get that smooch. I will not be satisfied if I don't get the smooch. And of course I forgot to take off my tiara. Oh well, it's my birthday and I can wear a crown if I want to. Finally, the best meeting of the year is here. My birthday! Yay, it's finally time for the Kiss, Marry, Not Too Severely Punch game. Happy birthday, self! Happy birthday! You're so pathetic you have to wish yourself a happy birthday. Fine, happy birthday to my two sisters. They can't hear you. Picky, picky, picky. But whatever, you can't bring me down today. Do you know what party game you'd like to play, Jerkit? Haha, I do. Be afraid. Don't be such babies, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be painful. Just let her say what it is already, sheesh. Okay, we're gonna play the Marry, Kiss, Not Too Severely Punch game! Yay! Lovely. God, you really held on to that. It's been a year. Yes, and apparently I'm not the only one who hasn't forgotten. Let it die, seriously. No, I don't have to. Lynn, tell her she can't play that game. It'll be too mean-spirited. Lynn, you wouldn't take this away from me, right? It's my birthday and I've waited so long. Enough with your crocodile tears. That game is inappropriate. Hate the players, not the game. It can totally work. Yes, we'll give it a try. But please be nice to one another about it. Woo! Ugh. Who wants to go first? Wait, never mind. Shiloh, you're gonna go first. Have your answers changed since last year? Can I pick you this time? Good question, and I've got a brilliant solution. Everyone will give 2 answers, one that includes me and one that doesn't. Why do you need a version where you're not an option? Come on, we all know pretty much all of you are gonna choose to marry me, and predictability is no fun. If that's true, why do we need a version where you're an option at all? 'Cause I still like being included, and it'll be nice to hear. So it's settled. 2 answers for all of you. You can't make us do that. It's my game. Now start us off, Shiloh. My answers without your kid are the same. Could you repeat those? Some of us might not remember. Kiss Nate, marry Bay, and punch Everett. When Jerkette is an option, she'd be the one I'd marry. A surprise to no one. I want to go last, so someone else take a turn. I'll go. I would punch Nate, marry Shiloh, and kiss Pran. That's an unexpected last choice. Explain yourself. I have no interest in violence, so I chose Nate to hit, because he wouldn't even feel a punch from me. I'd like a positive, outgoing spouse, so that's why I chose Shiloh. And I wouldn't want to make things awkward, so I chose Pran since he'd have no reaction to being chosen for that spot. Yeah, those aren't his real reasons at all. Probably not even his real picks. Think what you want, but I have no other answers to give you. Whatever, we'll take them. So, what are your answers when I'm an option? The same. How rude. Everett is right, you're not being honest with your answers at all. Sounds like it's getting too serious. We should stop. Haha, no. Jeremy, you go, and don't bother saying you don't want to. I would punch Bay, marry Pran, and kiss Nate. God, why me again? Yes, Jeremy, clarify those choices. Bay is a wimp like me, so I wouldn't have to worry about retaliation. Pran is the only one I can tolerate being around, and Nate also knows that kind of stuff is gross, so we'd get it over with quick. Fair enough. And when I'm an option? It doesn't change anything. Wow, you guys are so doing this out of spite. Next. I'll do it. I'd marry Nate, punch Jeremy, and kiss... damn it... Shiloh.
Why?
Nate is the best of you people, Jeremy is annoying, and Shiloh is the least shitty option of the people left.
Yeah. I'm like, we all know who you'd pick.
You think Shiloh is better than Pran? I had no idea, Posey. So?
Yeah, whatever. What about when you can pick me?
I'd kiss you, duh.
Well, that's something. Nate, you go.
I'd marry Everett, punch Bay, and kiss Jeremy.
Those are pretty self-explanatory. You don't need to explain.
Good.
So, what would you do with me as an option?
Nothing.
Really? Why would so many of you rather kiss a person you supposedly can't stand than me?
I thought you wanted us to marry you. Why do you care who we kiss?
'Cause that's crazy. I demand an answer.
You'd make it weird.
Wrong. I know the real answer. You're all just too embarrassed. If you say you want to kiss someone else, everyone knows it's just because you have to pick someone. But if you pick me, it's because you actually want to, and that's hard to admit.
Yes, Sunshine, that is exactly the reason. Since you have it all figured out, please let us continue the game.
Fine. It's your turn, Pran.
I don't care.
Too bad. You can't get away with that kind of thing anymore. You're gonna take part in this game.
You can't make me do anything. I refuse to spend any time waiting for him. His answers are marry Jeremy, kiss Jerkette, and punch himself. Done.
But who would he kiss when I'm not an option?
So much for making Pran play the game himself. He'd kiss Bay because Bay chose him.
Good enough. My turn! I would save because... I don't know if I should kiss Nate or marry him. You know? It's the eternal struggle. Of course we're gonna punch Bay.
That's quite a surprise, Muffin.
Super sorry. Poor Bay. I would kiss Nate.
God, yet again. Don't tell me why.
I don't think I have to. You already know. And marry Everett.
Seriously?
Yeah, you're my favorite.
Huh. Well, it's not like there's a lot of other real choices.
Alright. So that's that one. Or... Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Nate knows we want to kiss that boy. And we did the opposite. Like, if I reloaded, all I would do is kiss Everett and marry Nate. And we did that last time when we were on Everett's route, so whatevs.
Well, it's over. That was the worst game we ever played.
I had fun.
Of course you did, you creep.
How about Jerkette opens her present now that we're finished?
Yes, give me presents.
Here you are.
I got a cute new teddy bear. Thanks, Lynn. I really like how that's a gift normally given by a boyfriend. Don't worry, I'm sure that doesn't mean anything.
It could also mean he thinks of you as a little girl.
Shh, we're not talking about that.
Well, all that's left is to wish Jerkette a happy birthday. Oh, Lynn, I got her a present too. Should she open it here?
You disgust me.
That's not what you were saying earlier when you decided to kiss me.
Fuck this meeting.
I think I'll leave that up to Jerkette.
Give it here, Shiloh. I want to open it now.
Here, I hope you like it.
It is some sexy lingerie. Wow, thanks.
What?
That's a joke, you moms. Calm down. It's actually a DVD box set of some zombie show.
Yeah, I really like that show, so I thought if you saw it, we could talk about it sometime.
Nate is so angry. I'll consider it.
Yay.
Please end this.
Wish her a happy birthday and we'll officially be done.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. You're a doll.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. You're such a great boyfriend.
Thanks.
Still hate you. Alright.
Happy birthday, Jerkette.
Thanks. It's so sweet of you.
Happy birthday, Sugar Plum.
Thanks. That brightened up my whole day. Happy birthday. Thanks. I really mean that.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. I'm gonna start getting emotional.
Happy birthday, Jerkette.
Thanks. You're a true pal.
And thank you everyone for coming. Have a good day.
Alright. So we got my birthday done, which means Nate has one more and we get to do the whole play for him again, which was entertaining last time. And now that I know what to expect, I really sucked at that mystery last time. Was not in my... I did not have my thinking cap on, that's for sure. Part of the problem was I wasn't really taking it seriously. I'm like, is this just you know, we could make the story really lame or we could make it really good depending on our options. So I was like, well, it's just Nate. We're on Everett's route, so it doesn't matter what options I pick, 'cause I'm not trying to impress him. And I was like, no, you actually had to solve a mystery, and I just hecked up. Threw off my groove. Ah well. That is the past. You can only go to the future and maybe get a kiss from this boy. Even though he's so angry about us wanting to kiss him, he's gonna get smooched. Somehow. Some way. It will be accomplished. I'm doing my darndest to make it happen. I forgot to take off my tiara again, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. We good, everyone? Good. Good, good, excellent. June 28th. We gotta be getting close. Close to something. Something's gotta happen. When do we get letters? I hope, like, sleeping away the weeks hasn't erased the letters. We're actually almost out of Swiffy Taffy. I got 5 weeks left. That might be enough. I might have, like, perfectly timed that, which would be really funny. We'll have to count down the following weeks and see. We're gonna have 4 left after this week. I'm in eager anticipation over my graduation. I just want to know how it ends. I really hope it's satisfying. Okay, we got 4 Swiffy Taffies. And then next week we'll have 3. I think I might have actually managed to pull this off. That's really funny. Although, no, it's gotta be later, right? Because Nate's birthday hasn't happened yet. Hey, Everett. Okay. A new scene with Everett. Hey, Everett.
What's up?
I've got a question for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm feeling like I should do something nice for Nate, and I was wondering if you knew what he might want.
Huh. The biggest favor you could do for him is not doing anything for him.
That's what I was thinking too. Cool. Glad that's taken care of.
Shit. I've gotta admit, if he's gotta have a girlfriend, you're not actually a terrible choice.
Why, thank you, Everett. But did anyone ever expect Nate to pick a bad girl for the role?
No, never.
Yep. And since I'm in such a giving mood, I won't even tell him you insinuated that there was a chance he could have made a wrong decision.
Wow, thanks. I'm sure that'll be the biggest thing I do today that it upset him.
You've got a point. Hey, I just thought of something Nate would appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep an eye on his best buddy to make sure he doesn't get into any trouble.
Fuck no.
You can't stop me.
Yeah, and how are you gonna stop me from doing stuff?
I'll think about it. It'll depend on what you're gonna do.
Please, if the two of us hang out, we're just gonna get in more trouble than we do on our own.
You're probably right. Let's do that, but not tell Nate.
Sounds like a plan, though he's gonna find out sooner or later.
Yeah. Well, he'll be glad the two of us are getting so close.
No, he won't.
It's true. Okay, taking back that plan is a nice thing I'm doing for him.
Perfect.
He wouldn't accept anything less. Aw, we had such a nice bonding moment with Everett. I gotta say, I love those two as friends. We, hardly interacted with Nate on Everett's route, but we interacted with Everett a ton on Nate's route, so I guess that shows who cares more about who. It still sucks that my birthday isn't last, but I'll just have to do what I can to make our final birthday meeting fun. Alright, we're here. At the last birthday. Happy birthday, Nate! Sheesh, why are you being such a downer? Can't you get all worked up like normal? Okay, I get it. You're sad that we're almost done with these meetings. I know your pain, trust me, but you shouldn't waste the time left being so lame.
What are we doing for this meeting? The only activity I do on my birthday is that I run, and I already did.
Right, we didn't go into detail about that. I actually needed some more time to think about it.
Have you come up with something?
Well, this is the only day of the year where Nate is comfortable letting others do things for him, so something for him is what we'll do.
And that something is?
I'd like to hear what Nate thinks. Is there anything specific you'd like from us?
No. I don't want this group to do anything for me. Most of you can't do anything right.
Oh, just pick something. Do you really want it to be up to Lynn?
Fine. You people can put on a play for me.
What? This is supposed to be a favor, like doing your laundry or something. You can't make us do any crazy thing you think of.
I wouldn't trust a single one of you with my laundry, especially not Jerkette. At least with a play, when you inevitably fail, it won't bring more work on me. It might even be a little entertaining to watch, maybe.
First Jeremy, and now you're acting like me? You're in a weird mood today. Whatever, I will be the star of this play.
That seems like it'll be a fun activity. Okay, I want to be the love interest.
You sure changed your tune fast. We're going to create and perform an entire play in one meeting. How reasonable.
We'll have to do without many normal staples of a play, but I think we can pull it off.
Alright, Nate, since this is for you, how about you give us a small story prompt we can base the play's story on? I want it to be a crime mystery. The main character will be a detective trying to solve a murder.
That's a little violent, but alright.
Wait, if this is going to be a mystery, it should stay a mystery until we act it out. Nate, leave the room.
Fine with me. See you.
You shouldn't be alone for that long. I'll keep you company.
You're not going to be in the play? But you'd make a perfect innocent-seeming widow.
Sorry, I'm sure you'll manage with just the 6 of you. Let us know when you're ready.
If we must.
Okay, audience, come on back in.
This is exciting.
Show us what you've got.
Ahem. Our story is set on a rainy night at some time and some place. And begin. I am a private detective. I was recently hired for a particularly unusual gig. An eccentric rich guy was paying me to listen to the idea he had for a mystery party he intended to throw at some point. It seemed easy enough until it became all too real when I arrived and discovered a real murder had just occurred. That's the Count, the guy who hired me. He made a fortune with some offshore business he prefers not to talk about. That's the mansion's errand boy. He's just some street urchin the Count is taking pity on. I forgot how much I love this music, too. That's the Count's nephew. He's a spoiled thing who's here for a visit. That's the creepy head butler of the Count's mansion. He's been working for the Count for years and is a real mystery to everyone else in the town, and maybe even the Count, too. And that's the victim. A stab through the heart was the cause of death. He was a local artist who was supposed to sketch a portrait of the witness's description of the murderer at the Count's mystery party. The mansion was locked up for the night, and I have yet to find any signs of someone else here, so the 4 other men alive are my only suspects as of right now. I decided that I should interrogate each of them. The first on my list was the boy. So, boy, you work here for the Count.
Yes, I do, sir. The Count prefers not to leave his mansion, so I go to town for him. I have lists of things to get and messages to deliver. It means so much to me that the Count relies on me.
Where were you today?
Mostly in the kitchen and garden, sir.
Did you hear any sounds of struggle that could have come from the murder?
No, sir.
You were the one who discovered the body, correct?
Yes, sir.
I must say, you've been acting rather strange and uncomfortable today. Could you explain why?
Seeing that body there really shook me up, sir.
I'm afraid I saw you acting the same way even before the body was discovered. If the death truly is what's causing your jitters, that puts you in a pretty bad spot, boy.
I didn't kill anyone.
You don't know how to play it cool, do you?
No, sir, but I didn't hurt anyone. Honest.
Then you better tell me what the real cause of your unease is.
I made a mistake, sir.
Killing a man is a mistake in my eyes.
No! It was with an important job given to me by the Count. I knew he was gonna find out today, and I was so worried over what he was gonna say. But then all this happened. I am sorry to say I am a bit relieved something came along to change the focus.
It's that important to you that you don't disappoint the Count.
Yes, sir.
Why not hide your mistake or blame someone else then?
I might have been tempted to do so if it was possible, but it was absolutely not for either of those options.
Interesting. That's enough for now.
Excuse me then, sir.
Now it was time to learn a little more about the guests of the house.
What is this about? I have nothing to say to you.
Unfortunately, I have some things I'd like to say to you.
Make it quick.
How quick it goes depends on how cooperative you are.
Stop your stalling and get to the point.
As you wish. Where were you today?
In town and then my guest room here.
Did you hear any sounds of struggle that could have come from the murder?
Impossible. I wasn't anywhere near the scene until long after it was over.
When did you first discover someone had died?
There was a fuss from the boy, but I ignored it. Later that evening, the butler told me what happened. I don't know when that was.
Why are you here?
To visit my uncle. I told you so before.
Are the two of you close?
We are close enough.
How do you mean?
I'm the only guest that was allowed to stay here. He also handwrote my letter of invitation. I believe that is enough to prove I am more important to him than average.
I see.
Is that all you need?
For now.
Then pardon me.
After I was done with the nephew, I decided to talk to the butler. So, butler, you've known the Count for a long time, have you not? I have worked for the master for 20 years. That's a long time. You two must have quite a history. I would do anything for my master. The Count certainly inspires loyalty. The errand boy had similar things to say. Yes, that boy. Something wrong there? It is not my job to speak on such things. But you are obligated to help solve this crime. Sometimes I question the master's decision to bring him into the mansion. I do not trust him. That is all I will say on that.
Fine. Where were you today?
I stayed at the master's side all day until the discovery of the body.
Did you hear any sounds of struggle that could have come from the murder?
No.
When did you first discover someone had died?
When the boy started screaming, I had the master stay in his office and ran to see what the commotion was.
I see. I'll speak to you again if I need to.
Goodbye.
With that, there was only one person left to interrogate, the Count himself.
Good evening to you, Detective.
Good. A man was murdered.
There is no excuse for being impolite.
Mm-hmm. Where were you today?
So many places.
Did you hear any sounds of struggle that could have come from the murder?
Not a one.
When did you first discover someone had died?
My butler went to check on our poor errand boy after he discovered the body. After he was sure the man was dead and there were no suspicious people around, he came to inform me.
Why weren't you with your guest? There is no excuse to be impolite, and yet you were nowhere near the man you had over.
Allow me to explain. It was at sunset. My butler and I were both in the parlor with the victim. He was here to do a practice sketch of me and was supposed to leave after that. When the sketch was finished, we said our goodbyes and I went to my office to do some business. I was under the assumption he was escorted out. I suppose I should have seen him to the door myself.
Thank you. That will be all.
Farewell for now.
With my interrogations finished, I gathered all the suspects together to reveal the truth.
Have you finished with your game?
Yes, I believe it is obvious who the murderer is.
Really?
The murderer is... the Count!
That's crazy! Throwing around wild accusations is unbecoming.
Then allow me to clarify it for you. First, the errand boy. He was very distraught over some mistake he made. I am certain that the mistake had to do with his job of... sending messages.
And that means?
We'll get to that. It actually has to do with what I learned from you.
Oh?
Yes, nephew. His mistake becomes easier to understand when you consider what you said about... your relationship to the Count.
What's interesting about that?
You made it clear that you were the only guest allowed to stay here, implying that there was meant to be more, and implying that it was unusual for the Count to send handwritten notes like the one he sent you. Meaning the other guests must have gotten their invitations from the errand boy. Something must have gone wrong with those invitations, and that is the mistake he is so concerned about. That is also why you're the only guest here.
And that proves?
It proves that something was supposed to be going on today. I believe it was something no good.
What makes you assume that?
You do. You don't like the errand boy very much, Butler. I'm sure I know why. It's because of his... personality. The errand boy is very loyal to the Count, but is totally lacking a poker face. You're worried about that, aren't you? That's not the type of disposition you should have in the house of someone who intends to murder.
I still see no reason to suspect me.
Then how about we look at the victim himself and... You know what? I'm gonna say. I'm trying to remember... I can't remember for sure. I think it was why he was here, but... So I don't heck up.
That is interesting because...
You may be eccentric, but you're not a fool. Who would hire an artist to do a test drawing on the night of the party itself? And what was he supposed to draw? Oh yes, the murderer. And who was he drawing shortly before being killed? Oh, that was you, wasn't it? Altogether, it points to one thing.
There was meant to be a real murder as the central jewel of the mystery party that was supposed to be held tonight.
That's all very interesting, but you can't prove your little assumptions. You need hard evidence.
Well, I'm gonna find that hard evidence in the sequel that's never going to happen, but we ran out of time in this one.
Oh no.
The end. We did it. So, what did you think? Amazing, I know.
That was excellent.
It was more decent than I was expecting. Bay was the obvious choice for the murderer, though.
But wasn't he so obvious that you thought we'd go for someone else?
No.
Be nice, we worked really hard.
Alright, you picked the roles well. Thank you, Twinkle.
Here, Nate, this is the present I got you.
It's a new day planner. Thanks.
You're welcome. I wish we could stay longer, but we're out of time. Please wish Nate a happy birthday on your way out.
Alright. And we're back to me looking very concerned.
Happy birthday, Nate. Thanks.
Happy birthday, Nate.
Thanks. Happy birthday, Sweet Pea. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Nate.
Thank you.
It was wonderful celebrating all your birthdays with you this year. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
Happy birthday, handsome. I'm so glad you're finally legal. I was getting worried we might cross a bad line with young little you. Wow, that's what you went for, eh? Nice.
We were nowhere close to that line. I'm 1 month younger than you, and this doesn't change anything.
That's a darn shame. Still, if you want a birthday smooch, just let me know.
God.
Well done. Well done.